What you saying, ladies and gents? It is your boy Buckethatsam, and we are back again today for another video. And a lot of you have been messaging me saying, Sam, where have the rambling been? And guess what? The sun is shining and I'm back, baby. We are here for rambling. I think this is episode 10, but we're going to be starting it all over again. We are here, episode 10 of the football rambling. I know you guys enjoy this, and you've sent me in so many questions. I will not be able to answer all of the questions, because if I did, I'm telling you now, we'd be here for hours. Got over 35 questions to answer. I have saved them all on my phone, haven't properly looked at them. I'm just going to open them up as we go along. But I thought, you know what, it's been over a week now since the Euros, and I thought, you know what, let's start on the Euros, because the sun is shining. I'm in a new shirt today. I'm wearing the Borussia Mönchengladbach shirt, away shirt from last season, absolutely stunner, and I'm feeling quite positive. So I thought, you know what, let's talk about the Euros. Let's quickly just dismantle what happened in the final. I did do a match reaction, but that was quite it was full of emotion. I couldn't really look at it and step back and look at the game as a whole. So I thought, you know what, let's have a quick little talk about it. It was an interesting game. On paper, really tough one to call. I was quite confident going into the game, but I think you do that with England. I did say to people in my house, I was very worried. I think Italy going forward are very, very good. Yes, we were very good defensively before the Italy game, and we were throughout the tournament. I just worried that the firepower they had going forward with Chiesa, Immobile and Insigne was just wow. And they showed it in that game. They had moments where they really did test us, but I thought the main problem was, yes, we got the early goal, and it really worked with the 5 at the back, or the 3 at the back with 2 fullbacks, wing-backs, sorry, going forward and overlapping. And they got the goal quite early on with the Trippier ball, and Shaw took that finish ever so beautifully. I'll tell you that now, it was a brilliant finish. But my thing was, for me, I really think after that goal, we seemed to just sit back, and it was like, okay, do you know what? We're confident, we're defensively good enough and defensively sound enough to defend for the rest of the game, which I don't think England are. And that was the problem. I think we went too defensive. Either that or Italy, Italy pressed England back. But I think it was more so of a tactic where we turned the 3 at the back to a 5 at the back, and that was, I think, the main problem. We were pinned back, the fullbacks didn't get forward. You didn't really see Shaw or Trippier really going forward in that second half, or even after the goal. Really, there wasn't very moments where we did create chances, and when we did create chances, the likes of Chiellini and Bonucci did just sniff us out. And I know a lot of people are moaning about the Chiellini moment and the pullback, and to be honest, in the moment I was fuming. And after the on my match reaction that I did, if you haven't seen that, go check it out. I nearly cried, to be honest. But yeah, on that match reaction, I said I think it was fair play. Like, you can't, it's not a red. It just shows his experience. He had one bad moment in that game, only 2 mess ups in the entire tournament. That moment, and when he let Morata through in the game previous to that, in the semi-final against Spain. Morata went into the false 9 position. He got caught in no man's land, didn't know whether to mark or not, and instead he stood in the middle rather than just holding his position, holding the line. That's beside the point. Just showed, I think it shows experience and class. He just knew what he was doing. I know it's unsportsmanlike, but there's nothing you can do. I don't think it was a red card. I think it was the right thing for him to do in the moment, and I'm annoyed, but there's nothing you can do about it. It is just, it's the experience. He knew exactly what he was doing. He knew Saka would be going clean through, and you can't dwell on it. And I think overall Southgate had a very good tournament, and I just worry because obviously in my lifetime we never may get this chance again. Who knows? I know we've got a very good squad, but not everything gels. We've had good squads in the past and it's not worked out. I just really was hoping, but fair play to Italy. And you know what, fair play, as I've said. I had a lot of stick off of Italian fans, and I said to everyone, I said, you know what, Italy deserved it, in my opinion. I think overall in that game, I think they were the deserved winners, and throughout the tournament they were very good. The only poor game really was in the semi-final. Yes, they struggled against Switzerland. Was it Austria? One of the two. They struggled. It was Switzerland, I think they struggled against. But overall, you can't really. No, it was Austria. It was Austria. They struggled against Austria when it went to extra time. But overall, Italy, fair play. And now we're going to move on to your questions. Enough of that. We're going to go on to the questions, and let's see what we have got. Thank you to everyone who sent in questions, by the way. And I know a lot of you are really happy that the rambling is back, and it will be staying on weekly, every week. You know how it is. It'll either be a Monday or a Tuesday. That's what it used to be, and it will stay like that. It will be back throughout the season. Hopefully I will reflect on all the games depending on weather, but if not, I have done it before when it was snowing. I did it in my room, and we're going to do it today. So let's have a little flick through the questions. So I'm going to answer the first question that was sent in. Here we go. From Box to Box Shirts, and funny enough, they've sent in the first question. If you haven't checked out my latest video that I did an unboxing video. Everyone like really enjoyed it. Go check it out now. If you haven't, go smash that like button. If you've already watched it, go watch it again. It really helps me. So go check that out. The link to that will be in the description below. But the first question from Box to Box Shirts is, who has earned a big move from the way they played at the Euros? And I thought that's quite topical. Obviously, we were just talking about the Euros. Well, I think there are a few players who deservedly are going to get big moves. And I think one player for me who stood out in this tournament, who has had a lot of stick in the past, was tipped to be the next best thing. Obviously won Golden Boy back in around 2016, I think it was 2016. But it was Renato Sanchez. I thought Renato Sanchez was huge for that Portuguese side. Obviously Portugal didn't get very far, but I think I predicted it. I told you all, I didn't think they were strong enough. I know a lot of people tipped them to be the winners. I told you all on this channel before, previously, I told you they wouldn't go far. They're too top heavy, their defence was poor, and we saw it, and they got found out against quite a few teams, and it didn't really work out for them in that tournament, and I told you it would happen. I don't want to say I told you so, but I told you so. But overall, yeah, Renato Sanchez, he has been linked with a move to Barcelona, but I cannot see that happening, obviously with Barcelona's troubles going on at the moment. We'll talk about that later on in the video. I think Renato Sanchez has won. Marla, that's how you say his name, Marla, right back, who plays for Atalanta, and I think he's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. He was so good, and I mean so good for that Denmark side. Yes, he played left back, but he's right-footed and he's a right back. I think he was in the top 5 for the most dribbles attempted, and he's playing left back, and I think it was 2 assists he got. Very good going forward. I think he deserves a big move, and I think really that's it for me. I think Renato Sanchez was one of the players who really shone for me. I think Pedri was amazing, but Pedri obviously isn't going to move from Barcelona. I think Pedri was one of my players that I thought, wow. And obviously Donnarumma deserved the big move. He got the big move. Yes, it was very controversial the way he left AC Milan, but it happens. Money talks in football. A lot of people say loyalty and things. There's no such thing as loyalty. I know a lot of people say, oh, there are loads of players, but they're not. At the end of the day, these players will move. There's very few and far players that do stay with clubs. And if they do stay at the club, they usually get like a hefty contract. That's why they stay. They get paid a lot of money. But yeah, so I think Donnarumma deserved his move. Obviously had a great tournament. And Pedri had a great tournament. He won't move though, because obviously he's at Barcelona. Renato Sanchez could get a big move away from Lille, but who knows, that he obviously has just won the league with them. So let's wait and see. But that was a brilliant question. Thank you, Box to Box Shirts. Now, so I've had a lot of questions about Arsenal. There seems to be a big Arsenal fan base on my channel, and we're going to answer a few questions about that. So we're going to quickly as well react to Ben White supposedly agreeing personal terms today, and medical is happening as I am walking through this beautiful field, may I say. Wow, look at the views. But Ben White supposedly is off to Arsenal for around 50 million, and do you know what? I'm going to say this now, and so we can all look at this back in a couple of years maybe. I tell you now, Ben White will be twice the player Harry Maguire will be. That's my controversial opinion. Please don't get annoyed by that. Don't give me hate. It's just in my opinion. I think Ben White is the perfect centre-back. I think it's an amazing signing, especially when you consider how much Harry Maguire cost. Ben White is only 24. He's both-footed. He can play right back, left back. Centre-back is obviously his best position. He can play as a holding midfielder. He's unreal on the ball. He's deceptively fast. You'll never see him get beaten. Obviously, he had that great season with Leeds when they went up, and last season he had a great season for Brighton. And I think he's exactly what Arsenal need. Arsenal do sometimes play with a 3 at the back system. He'll slot into that beautifully with Gabriel. I think he's a brilliant player on the ball. Both of them together will be very good and pacey. He's good in the air. I don't see why everyone seems to be saying, oh, it's a rip-off. I don't think it's a rip-off. He's 24 years old. You've got at least 6, maybe 7 years of a top-class player, and we've seen he's the modern-day centre-back. As I said, brilliant on the ball. And what he does is, yes, he's very good defensively, but we've seen him do it for Brighton this season. He will take the ball in any situation and he will start attacks from the back. He drives with the ball very nicely. He prefers to play on the right-hand side of a back four, but he drives in that gap between the winger and the central midfield so well, draws players out of position, and I think he'll be massive for Arsenal. Obviously, Arsenal still got Cedric at right back or Bellerin, and I think he'll help cover those because both of those two aren't the strongest defensively. I think he'll be a brilliant addition, and I don't see why he gets some hate. But thank you for that question, by the way. I don't know who sent it, I didn't read, but thank you for that question. I was going to react to it, I told you I would, and I think it's a brilliant signing. I don't see the problem with it, and maybe I could eat my words, but I'll tell you now, I think it's a perfect signing, a perfect fit, and I don't think it's that expensive. When you think last season, Leeds tried to get him in the summer for around 35 million they were bidding, and you're telling me after a full season, a very good season in the Premier League, he's gone to the Euros, and he's only gone up by 15 million in valuation. I don't see the problem with it. I think it's a brilliant signing. Someone's asked me, so that question was from Catherine 101. Thank you for that question. The next question from Joshua. Chances of Maddison to Arsenal. Well, I've been reading a lot about this, and it is starting to seem a bit more likely because obviously Arsenal supposedly can pay up to double his wages currently that he is on. So we'll have to wait and see. I think he'd really suit Arsenal's style of play. And what Arteta's building, he's signing a lot of youth players. Like they've signed that central midfielder today from Anderlecht, the captain, the 20-year-old centre mid. I can't pronounce his name. I'm not even going to pronounce it because I haven't got it in front of me, so I'm not even going to try it because I will look stupid. But no, I think he'd really suit the system. I think that'll be a great signing. Maybe January or next summer. I can't see it happen this summer, but I think there is a good chance it could happen in the future. Brilliant signing. He's a great player. He's not world class though. This is the problem. For the amount they want to pay, 50 million, 40 million, whatever they want, Arsenal need world class players if they really want to get and compete with the big boys. So I don't think he's a world class player. I think it'd be a good signing for many years to come. So overall, I think that'd be an average signing. I think it'd be a good signing, but not great, if you know what I mean. You get what I'm saying there? Hopefully you understand. I'm trying to say it's an average signing, average to good. Anyway, I'm waffling on there. That's the whole point of this. It's rambling. It's not planned. I just look at your questions. Someone's asked me, what car do I drive? Well, I drive a Seat Me, 1 litre. I don't know why you want to know that, but there you go. There's your answer. My favourite video to date would either be... Oh, that's a great question. I don't like my first ever video. I've watched that back and I'm really awkward on camera. I really enjoyed doing the £100 mystery shirt from my girlfriend. That was a very good video. Really enjoyed that, and you all seem to enjoy that guy. For 1,000 views, and it still ticks over every day. And obviously the mystery box I've literally just done. I enjoyed that, but I enjoy most of my videos. That's why I do them. I'm hoping to put out a lot more content because we are on that road to 1K. And now whilst I'm here, subscribe and like now. The buttons are right there, so just comment anything you want. Just look, the like button's just down there and the subscribe button's there. We're only 50 subscribers away, or just over 50 subscribers from hitting 1,000 subscribers. How crazy. So there you go. But now let's have a look. Where do you think Villa will finish next season from Bailey? Well, that's a real tough one. I am going to be doing a predictions video very soon for the Premier League, the Championship, League One and League Two. So just wait for that. I'm not going to tell you now. I think Villa are starting to build quite a nice project there. A lot of youth players are signing, linked with a lot of players. But I think it all depends on what happens with Grealish. That's all. Their season will all be down to what happens with Grealish. Because I know a lot of people say, oh, we've invested, we've got a good team. Well, when Grealish was out, across those 12 games he was out, Villa got 12 points. Or it might be 13. So I think it says it all. Villa are reliant on him. He is Mr. Villa. And it's not a problem. It's not a problem to be reliant on a one player. A lot of clubs are. Man United, Bruno, they've really looked at him. A lot of clubs, Man City, not really reliant on Kevin De Bruyne, but they were at one point. Like, that's the thing. It's normal. It's a normal thing. It's something that they shouldn't be embarrassed about. But I'll do my predictions, Bailey, very soon. You will know them all because a lot of people have asked that. A lot of people have asked that. Who's going up from the Championship? Isla Thomas. Hopefully I've got that right. As I said, I will be doing a prediction for the Championship. So anyone who's asked me for my predictions for the Premier League, I will let you know, because I think the Championship will be, and the Championship, sorry, and League One and League Two. But I think the Championship will be a really hard one to call this season. A lot of good sides, a lot of teams building nice squads, like Birmingham City, QPR, signing a lot of players. Two teams that had a pretty good season, both of them. Obviously, Blues were worried at one point, and then they climbed back up the table when they got the new manager in. But QPR, again, from January onwards, were absolutely brilliant. They nearly could have done a playoff push, but they've signed a lot of good players. So both of those clubs, again, are two that potentially could really surprise people. But you'll see what I think in my predictions videos that will be coming probably in the next 2 or 3 weeks, hopefully. A lot of people keep asking me, where do you think Arsenal finished? Where do you think Spurs finished? As I said, I will let you know. Somebody said, from the Hopeless Wanderers podcast, go check it out. It's a brilliant podcast, by the way. What do you make of the Barca situation? And they might not officially sign Depay and Aguero. And to be honest, I think it's an absolutely mental situation. Who would have ever thought this kind of stuff would ever go on? It's absolutely crazy to think that a club like Barcelona won't be able to field their new signing. Same as Eric Garcia. It's crazy to see what's going on there. Obviously, if you're unaware, I will quickly give you a rundown of what is going on. I think there is a car coming up behind me. Hopefully they're pulling in behind me. If not, I will have to move out the way. Yeah, they're pulled in behind me. Ignore me there. But no, as I was saying, with Barcelona, it was reported just recently the club is in around £800 million of debt. Sorry, £800 million euros of debt, which is crazy when you think that's nearly just shy of $1 billion. $1 billion. How does a club get that far in debt? And not only that, the club has to reduce their wage bill by 200 million euros a year, which is crazy. Absolutely crazy. So a lot of stuff going on there. Depay has accepted a wage cut of 30%. Messi has taken a 30% wage cut. Not only that, they're trying to get Griezmann off the wage bill. Currently in negotiations with Atletico Madrid for Saul, like a swap between the two clubs, because obviously Griezmann is one of the highest paid players at the club. We've seen quite a few Barcelona players being shipped out. A lot of the youth going out on free, and we've seen go to Sevilla. A lot of other clubs, obviously Leeds have just signed a Barcelona player. Wolves have just signed, or about to sign, a winger from Barcelona, Trincao. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. At the moment, as I said, Aguero will not be able to play and Depay will not be able to play. We should be interested in how it all unfolds. I don't think, really, we can't comment on it because we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Whether a lot of players have taken pay cuts, we don't know. At the moment, it doesn't look like they're going to be able to play, but hopefully they can. We'll just have to wait and see. Obviously, Messi took around, I think, around a €400,000 pay cut. That is crazy, a week. Which I can't even fathom those numbers. Absolutely crazy. But yeah, it's an absolutely mental situation that is really, really going to affect a lot of clubs in the league. Obviously, Real Madrid. That's the main reason why Sergio Ramos left. A lot of people, I was reading about this yesterday. Sergio Ramos wanted an increase in his wages. Obviously, Real Madrid have to bring down their wages to hit the new maximum. And obviously, this was put in to increase the competition in La Liga, because they've said really there's only 3 clubs that can ever win La Liga: Atletico, Real Madrid and Barcelona. And they're trying to stop that, trying to increase the competition in the league, so creating a bar that the top 3 really can't go over. And obviously then it just stops them from getting all of the best players, which they've been doing in recent years. Hopefully it will work. Have to wait and see. One other thing, by the way, which I cannot believe, obviously you all know I'm big into my football shirts. Hopefully everyone's seen this, but in Serie, they are banning green kits from the season of 2022 to 2023. They are banning green kits, and this is all down to the TV providers complaining that you can't see the green kits on the screen, on the pitch. And this is why, you know, earlier when I said money talks in football, this just shows you money talks. The money is with the TV deals. So the league have just literally just rolled over and said, yeah, so we'll ban these kits. Clubs like Sassuolo, take them for instance, Their kits are green and black stripes. They have built their entire history around green. The badge is green. That's all going to be dropped like that. And you can remember when, obviously, for example, Cardiff changed their colour when they went from blue to red. And you remember the uproar. Imagine that. But that was all down to the owners. Whereas this is, they're being forced by the league, by the body, by the Serie to change it. It's absolutely crazy. I couldn't believe it. And so I'd advise anyone to do now, if you've got a bit of money. When I say advise, you don't have to take this. Is just an idea. Potentially, green Serie A kits might go up in value because you'll never see them again. That's just an idea. I may or may have not bought green kits. I say I advise you guys to only take my advice if you want. I'm not telling you that is the right answer. Something just moved then, made me jump a bit in the bush. I apologise if you just saw me jump. But no, now let's get back to some more questions, because I think we covered quite a bit here, and it should be interesting, guys, what you all think about this now. Where do I think Everton finished? As I said, guys, I will let you know. Are Ipswich going up? Ipswich are building a nice team, and they've had a lot of financial backing, so a lot of players this summer. Taylor Paul, go check his channel out as well. But no, you're gonna know on my video when I do my predictions. That's what everyone's asking me. But if I'm gonna give my early predictions, I'm gonna tell you now my Champions League predictions. I think Paris Saint-Germain will win the Champions League this year, and I think they will storm. I think they'll storm it with Pochettino. And if they don't, Pochettino, wow. Like, if you look at the squad they have now got, the squad they are building, Mbappe, Neymar, Donnarumma, Hakimi, Sergio Ramos. It's absolutely crazy. They've built a team of winners, and Sergio Ramos has gone there now. Sergio Ramos. This guy is a born winner. This guy has got more Champions Leagues than... Literally, it's mental. The guy's won the leagues. He's literally and most capped Spanish player, one of the highest goal scorers for Spain. This guy is just amazing, and what he will bring, the experience he'll bring to Paris Saint-Germain and that side will be integral. Because imagine that, but they could play a back three. Suppose this is what they're looking to do. They're playing a back three of Kimpembe, Marquinhos and Ramos, which between the three of them, obviously Marquinhos and Kimpembe with the pace will be able to cover Ramos. Hakimi at right back, bombing on forwards. Left back, Bernat. Centre mids, we all know what they've got. And then that front, the power going forward. Obviously with Di Maria, Neymar, Mbappe, Icardi. They've got a very good team. And obviously if they sign Moise Kean, be another good player. So just watch out. That's my prediction for the Champions League. You heard it here. PSG will win. What's the date today? I think it might be like the 19th. I don't know. The 19th of July. You heard it. On the 19th of July, 2021, PSG will win the Champions League. There we go. And not only that, Ben White will be a better player than Maguire is. There you go. There's my... those are just there, so I can clip those and come back to them in the future. And if not, let's just pretend that never happened. Obviously, a lot of people keep asking me about how are the sides going to cope in the Premier League, the teams that have gone up. Obviously with Brentford, Watford and Norwich. And one thing which has really surprised me, Norwich, when they last went up, didn't really invest. They relied on youth, and then they sold those players. Like Aarons went, Godfrey went. But this time, Norwich have purchased a lot of players. And I mean a lot of players. And they're really going for it. They're spending this money that they've got. Brentford have bought a few players, but obviously Brentford do buy cheap and then hope to sell on. They are a selling club, but who knows? I think they'll really struggle, Brentford will. I think they've got a good side, but the style of play that they do under Thomas Frank, I think it'll be naive to think they can stay at playing like that. Scott Parker tried it with Fulham last year. Daniel Farke tried it the season before. Slaven Bilic tried it with West Brom. You can't just go into the Premier League playing this passing, expansive style of play. And I really think Brentford, there's my little tip there. I think Brentford will get relegated this season. I don't think they've got enough quality and enough depth. I think Norwich will have more of a chance because obviously they've got players who have got Premier League experience. Obviously they did get relegated, but I think they're starting to build a really nice squad at the moment. And Billy Gilmore, what an acquisition. Wow, I think he's a brilliant player. Watford, again, most of the team was in the Premier League. Obviously, players like Cleverley, Deeney, Ben Foster, Will Hughes. They've got a good side, and I think Watford have made some really good signings. Obviously, with their partner club with Udinese, so they've signed a few players there. I think Watford and Norwich out of the three are the two that I think have more chance of staying up. But we'll have to wait and see. I think it is too early to call. A lot of people try and make predictions now. I think it's too early to make your predictions now, because obviously there's going to be so many signings and things, and so many people are going to be sold. Injuries can happen. It's too early to call. The Premier League doesn't start until the 14th of August. It's just under a month away, 3 weeks. So in that time, I promise you, I will put my predictions out for every division in England, top to bottom. And hopefully, when all the kits get released, I will be doing my reactions to all the kits, and I'm going to be doing more match reactions hopefully next season, because I know a lot of you really enjoyed that. More analysis. So at half time, I'll go and do an analysis of the first half, and then after, I'll do analysis of the full game, and we'll talk about it for as many games as I can. I'll do more watch alongs, but hopefully you guys, you've been enjoying the channel recently. Obviously, a lot of content went out for the Euros, and yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. Views are up, subscribers are up, I'm happy, the sun is shining, you guys are happy hopefully. And yeah, I think that's it for this rambling episode. Obviously, thank you for sending me in your questions. A lot of people sent in asking for predictions, but I apologise because I'm not going to do my predictions yet. All I've done is predicted the Champions League, reacted to Ben White, and done a little bit talking about Barcelona and the Serie. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, please smash that like button and comment whether you think Ben White will be a brilliant signing, or if you think Harry Maguire's better. Let me know, guys. And as I said, please subscribe. It really helps, guys. But thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and hopefully there'll be some more signings to talk about on next week's episode of Football Rambling. It's so much nicer doing it in this weather. Obviously, when I did it earlier in the year, it was absolutely freezing. I was out in a coat most of the time. Now I'm in just a football shirt, and if I could get my shorts and shorts, it's lovely. So thank you guys for watching, or if you're listening, thank you guys. Buckethatsam, over and out. Goodbye. Like and subscribe. Goodbye.